Welcome to Institute of Quality and Reliability. Hi, this is Hemant.
Power and sample size in hypothesis testing. Please watch our following videos before watching this video. Hypothesis testing part 1 and confidence interval part 1. We have explained the concepts of alpha and beta risks in our video on hypothesis testing. A matrix will clarify the concepts of alpha and beta risks. Let us say that the reality could be either H0 is true or H0 is false. Similarly, decision also could be H0 is true or H0 is rejected. The first possibility is that when H0 is true and our decision is also H0 is true, that is the correct decision, and this probability is called confidence level of decision making and a confidence level in the tests of hypothesis. But when reality is H0 is true, but we reject H0, this is the definition of type 1 error or alpha risk. If the truth is H0 is false and our decision is H0 is true, this is another type of error, but this is beta risk. And if H0 is false is the reality and we are rejecting H0, this is again correct decision, but the probability of this correct decision is called power of test. So power of test can be 1 minus beta risk, while as confidence level is 1 minus alpha risk. If we knew the truth, we would not need hypothesis testing. We have explained the concept of central limit theorem in our video on this subject. According to central limit theorem, averages of sufficiently large sample sizes tend to be approximately normally distributed even if the individual data are not normally distributed. We have also seen in the simulation that while the mean of the sampling distribution remains same as the population mean, the standard deviation of the sampling distribution is sigma by square root n, where sigma is the population standard deviation. The sigma by square root n is also written as sigma x bar and is known as standard error of mean. Let us understand the concepts of alpha risk and confidence level in the context of one sample Z test. For one sample Z test, the null hypothesis H0 mu is equal to mu 0 and the alternate hypothesis H1 mu not equal to mu 0 for a two-tailed test. Consider the distribution of sample averages. As per central limit theorem, the mean will be mu 0 and the standard deviation of this will be sigma by square root n. Two-tailed alpha risk is a probability that the sample average will lie beyond the critical points minus z alpha by 2 sigma by square root n and plus z alpha by 2 sigma by square root n given that H0 is true. The green area shows 1 minus alpha, which is the confidence level. We would go with the null hypothesis H0 if the sample mean falls in this region. Now we will explain the beta risk. Consider that the alternate hypothesis H1 is now true and the mean is shifted to the right by an amount delta, which is shown here in the figure, and the distribution has shifted to the right side by an amount delta. Now remember that beta risk is the probability of accepting H0 when it should be actually rejected. Beta risk is the red area shown here. And power of test is 1 minus beta, which is the green area shown here. Let us now see the effect of extent of delta shift on the beta risk. We will assume that delta has increased now. So the shift has increased, therefore the distribution has shifted to the right. With this condition, the red area shows the beta risk and the green area showed the power 1 minus beta. We can easily see that the power has increased and the beta risk has reduced as a result of shift in delta. These two figures show the effect of shift delta on beta risk and power. We can easily see that the beta risk reduces and the power increases when the shift delta increases. Let us now see the effect of sample size on beta risk and power. When sample size increases, the standard error of mean sigma by square root n reduces and the distribution becomes comparatively narrower. Let us see what happens. So the distribution of sample averages has become narrower. We have also shown the alpha risk at the point z alpha by 2 sigma by square root n and minus z alpha by 2 sigma by square root n. Now this is shifted by an amount equal to delta if alternate hypothesis is true and mu0 becomes mu dash. So now the new distribution is shown with a blue color and now the beta risk is shown with red color and the power is shown with green color. As the distributions are narrower due to the lower standard error of mean, the beta risk reduces and power increases with increase in sample size. To summarize the discussion, we conclude that beta risk reduces and power of test increases when shift delta increases and sample size increases. Let us see an application example on Minitab software. What is the sample size which would confirm significance of mean shift of greater than 4 days in cycle time if standard deviation equals 20 days? Assume producers alpha risk of 5% and consumers, that is beta risk, of 10%. In Minitab, we use the stat command, stat power and sample size, choose one sample Z. There are 3 choices out of which we have to fill in 2 out of these 3. Sample size we want to determine, difference is specified as 4, power value 1 minus beta, that is 1 minus 0.1, that is 0.9, standard deviation is given as 20 days. In options, we have to select alternate hypothesis which is not equal and alpha risk of 0.05. We press OK. In graphs, keep the defaults and say OK and OK again to get the sample size value. Now let us see what is the sample size that it has given. It has given a sample size of 263. Let us see one more example on Minitab software. A company has developed new model of motorcycle. The existing model data shows that the current motorcycle model sold by the company has mean fuel economy of 70 kilometers per liter of petrol with standard deviation of 3 units. The new model is expected to be better for fuel economy. The company has tested 5 samples of the new model to find average of 73.8 km per liter. What is the sample size required to test the hypothesis if alpha risk is 5% and beta risk is 10%? Assume normal distribution. We again use the stat power and sample size command in Minitab with one sample Z. Now this time the difference is 3.8. Power value is 0.9 again because beta risk is 10%, that is 0.1. Standard deviation is given as 3 units. But now this time in options, we have to click on the alternate hypothesis as greater than, because we want to test if the new motorcycle has greater mean compared to the historical. And now we say OK. So the sample size that we get this time is 6 units or 6 motorcycles. Minitab and many other statistical software have options to calculate power and sample size for many other procedures such as one sample and two sample t-test, paired t-test, 1 and 2 proportion test, analysis of variance, etc. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you found it worth watching. Please subscribe to Institute of Quality and Reliability channel if you want to watch more videos on reliability engineering, Six Sigma and statistical quality control. Click the subscribe and bell icon for getting intimations on the future videos.